But they're all white guys.
They're all white guys.
Are they really?
I suppose it's on brand.
Paddington is not white.
On brand for America. Oh, I suppose not.
Jake is mixed.
I honestly forgot who else you had.
JFK is open-minded.
Jake's still drinking the dirty beans.
Yeah, well, okay. No, but you're pregnant.
Preggers. I was drinking a beer.
That's not something. Okay, for all my ladies out there. Okay, we know. We low key judging.
Yeah, well, I was drinking a beer a few days ago, and I was reading the back of the beer bottle. It said, "Not for pregnant ladies," and I thought it's a bit discriminatory. Just because I'm pregnant, you don't think I can drink beer?
Yeah, that's why when I'm pregnant, I get on the Heine Zeros.
I've never been pregnant before, though, so I wouldn't really know.
One time, okay. One time in high school, I accidentally put a lot of rocks in my pocket, and I felt pregnant.
You ever put I put the dodgeball underneath my shirt once.
Oh, that was the ultimate move. The best move in like primary school that really showed that you weren't pregnant, but you also didn't give a fluff about it, was you would double dack yourself in the urinal.
You were an ankle pisser, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was telling I was teaching one of my coworkers about urinal etiquette. Actually, I wasn't. One of my other coworkers was. I was watching. I was trying to learn as well about urinal etiquette, and I thought it was quite an interesting sport. If you know, you know.
Yeah. I was meant to bring that this week, wasn't I?
Oh, your arm's broken.
Nah, she's right.
That is running a red flag. That's all right. Running a red light is what I meant to say. Not a red flag.
That's punching the baby, as they say.
Punching the baby. How's your week this week? It's been a bit over a week, actually, since we sat down.
Yeah. It was good. A little bit of a holiday, which was nice. That reminds me, you need to remind me about our holiday.
Snow.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to organise that.
Yep.
Shouldn't be too hard to organise.
I did send you some dates, but I think you ignored them by accident because I
did not. This is news to me.
Okay.
I did not remember you sending me dates.
Okay, I sent you. To be honest, in my mind, I sent you dates, but then I looked back at the message after you ignored it, if you will, and I literally just sent you two numbers. I just said 22 to 20 to 22 question mark.
I would not have known what that meant.
Yeah, well, I thought that I wrote 20th to 22nd of org.
20 to 22. Did you actually just write 20 to 22? No wonder I ignored it. I was probably like, this guy's trying to get me part of his gang. He's like, come to 22 block.
This guy's trying to figure out how good my eyesight is.
Oh, I was talking about 20/20 vision the other night. I had a good week. Thank you for asking. I got up to a lot of different mischief. I went to the snow. Yes. So that's why we're filming a bit later. Snow trip was good. Snow wasn't great, but overall the snow trip was really good. On the way back from the snow, here's actually something quite interesting. On the way back from the snow, we were driving along this one road, and in the space of maybe 10 minutes, we saw 5 fire trucks and 2 ambulances, sorry, to be exact. One of the fire trucks didn't have their lights on, so I don't know if they really cared about what's going on. All driving the same direction. So I was looking to try and see, just to add a bit more information, what that could have been. I don't know. Could have been anything. Could have been Christmas party.
Yeah.
Could have been anything. Yeah. So, and then when we were pulling up to my house, we saw another fire truck. First time I've ever seen this pulling out of the fire station.
I've seen that.
Never seen it before.
It could have also been a bachelorette party.
Could have been. It could have. I didn't think about that. Yeah, if I was ever a woman, I'd definitely be dating a fireman, because seeing them get into action and really just kick into gear and jump into that.
If I was a woman, I would 100% be dating a fireman, because I saw this guy work a pole like crazy. He was it was a POV of what happens when the light goes off, when the bell goes off, and he was upstairs and he instantly got out of he was watching the soccer, got out of his chair, worked the pole straight down, ran into this other room, clicked a button, as he opened the door, the printer was already printing the thing, grabbed it, and was in the truck already.
Jeez, they're efficient.
Yeah, nothing if not efficient.
Is that their motto?
Yeah, well, I got told that one day, actually.
Nothing if not efficient.
Yeah.
What did I drop? I dropped some crazy quotes. Owen actually said my quotes are actually quite improving.
Okay, Joe.
Just sleepy Joe over here. A few other things to report. Went to Sergi's fight.
Yeah.
If you don't know Sergi, he's started boxing. He's been boxing for 4 months. Had his first fight. So good job, Sergi.
Good job, Sergi.
Didn't quite get the win, but that's okay. You know, first fight with little experience, you'd be, you know, pretty fortunate to come out on top. I did have one actually other interesting thing that happened to me yesterday walking to work. I thought it was really funny. I saw an undercover cop, and I'm so convinced this was an undercover cop because I was walking to work and I walked past like an unmarked cop car. You know, you can tell based off like the antennas, it had like something up the front, like a talk box. I don't know what they were waiting for. So this to paint the picture, there's like a pub on the corner of the street. I'm walking down the street. On the other side of the street is like a park.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something's happening in the park. So I walk past this car, and about 15 meters after the car, there's this guy standing, denim jeans with the J's on. Kid you not, this happened. Denim jeans with the J's on, a hoodie, a bit oversized hoodie, so he's looking hip, with a cap on.
Yeah.
No, sorry, no cap, but glasses on, and an earpiece in, acting like he's talking on. But it's not like, you know, nowadays. You know what OG earpiece I'm thinking? Like that, how in movies the businessmen always have them in their ears, like real 2010s era type stuff. He had one of them in, and he's talking to it, and the unmarked cop car is literally like 10 meters down the road from him, and I'm thinking this guy is fooling absolutely no one. I just looked at him as I went past, and we sort of like, I'm guessing we made eye contact, but he had the blackout on. But I thought that was cool. I was definitely an undercover cop. I feel like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Yeah, I saw the new Planet of the Apes.
Oh, don't spoil.
Not going to spoil.
That's enough.
Anybody who said it's a bad movie, stop it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Not my favorite one, but like just as good as the other ones. Like wasn't disappointed at all. We'll get into a few things later about what I was disappointed about. That'll come in Tyson's Ticks later. But for now, let's just say movie was good, and popcorn and choc top never disappoints.
Cool.
And we'll leave it at that.
Good. Have you ever tried the choc top in the popcorn?
I've tried the popcorn on the choc top.
Yeah, so you eat the chocolate off the choc top and you dip it in the popcorn.
Oh, yeah, same premise. I usually I select my popcorn kernels pretty particular.
I like putting the unpopped ones on there.
Added like pearls. I wanted some compensation for one of your segments. Episode 5. If we all go to episode 5 after this episode and go to about 1 minute and 40 into that podcast, we will see that Jakey's Just Not Having It was clearly invented by Tyson. You called it you called it Jacob's Jabs, and then I said Jakey's Just Not Having It.
Yeah, and that's why I
next episode Jakey's Just Not Having It.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know my greatness. I just thought that was funny because that's one of the segments that has really lasted the test of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not today, though.
Not today. So let's get into Jakey's...
Icebreakers. These are icebreakers to use if you're on a date, and we're going to play them out a little bit. I'm basically going to give you the script.
This is not the first time we've played out a date. Shout out episode 12.
First one. And this works especially well if you're a girl. You should just ask... If you're a girl, use these. How much do you think I weigh?
So you're the girl here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Are we? Is it after dinner or before dinner?
It's before dinner.
What did you order? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Ice is broken. My heart's broken. My confidence is broken. Sorry, go.
Nah, it's all right. Second question. This one works especially well if you're going to a restaurant on the first date. What's your favourite kind of rat to see in a restaurant?
Remy?
Bang. Instantly giggling. I love DreamWorks.
I love DreamWorks. It's
Disney.
It's Pixar. It's a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
DreamWorks is like Shrek.
See, exactly. And we're off and running. We're having natural conversation. Okay. Third one. What's your body count? Exactly. Gets the conversation flowing. And the last one, what do you think my body count is?
0.
What do I look like, a pasta? Got to reply to it. Got to reply with, what do I look like, a pasta, no matter what the answer is. They could say like 25 and you go, what, do I look like a pasta?
Fettuccine? Those icebreakers could work. I don't know if I'd use all of them.
No, you don't use all of them. You pick depending on the situation.
You pick. You sort of got to read the room.
Yeah.
I like that. If I was still in the dating game, I'd probably use the second one.
What's your favourite kind of rat?
Yeah.
I would use...
What was the first one?
How much do you think I weigh? I'd probably use how much do you think I weigh?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. We have a draft.
Yes.
We have a draft. This week's draft was brought to you by Marty over here. And it is top 5 presidential candidates. That's what we're going to be drafting. So me and Jacob are going to take turns selecting our best of the picks. And you guys are going to decide who's the best presidential team.
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, Iron Man.
Ooh.
Okay, you cut my wiring, you win.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. If only it was that easy. If only it was that easy in the movies.
Ant-Man tried it.
Ant-Man did try it. All right. My president is taken a bit more seriously, and this is recency bias because I've just been watching this series and I've just been talking about it literally this podcast. I'm taking Caesar.
Yeah.
From Rise of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, all of them except for the new one. That's not a spoiler. He died in the last one.
I know that.
He died in the last one. That's not a spoiler. So Caesar, good leader, strong leader. Alpha male is how I describe him. So he's going to be my presidential candidate for 2024. He's going to be going up against Trump, Biden, and...
Jake. Jake is my presidential candidate. He is going to be the president of the world. Obvious reasons, don't really... This isn't recency bias. This is me knowing Jake inside and out bias.
Probably be a good candidate.
Okay.
All right. My vice president, what's a number 1 without his number 2? And that's what we're really channeling here. I'm trying to pick... my congressman can be strong. We need a strong base.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than a... you see it in the movies, and there's nothing better than a strong number 1.
Yeah.
And a really... not strong number 2, just someone who really folds at anything.
Henry Danger and Kid Danger.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Danger Man and Kid Danger, to name a few. Mario, Luigi. My slightly softer personality is going to be Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, that's a good one.
For all those who don't know who I'm talking about, Zach Galifianakis, he's the guy who acts... Oh, the guy from In Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe him. Funny guy. He's going to be lightening the mood. And the reason I wanted him as my number 2, not just a congressman, is I feel like as a number 2, you get on the mic a bit more.
Yeah.
And Caesar needs to lighten up a bit, needs to loosen up a bit. And so I feel like Zach's really going to bring that out for him, and they're going to be a good 1-2 combo.
I agree this.
Appreciate that.
My number 2, this could break up the podcast, but I think it has to be said. I don't think there's a better option than Benny Bozo. Ben Baruzzo.
Ben Viazzo, our April Gem of the Month.
April Gem of the Month, that's my number 2.
Fair enough. Can't really argue that.
He is great comedic value. He's quick there with the camera every time something's happening.
Yeah, he's always catching Jake's best moments on camera.
Yeah,
and he's always letting the slightly lesser ones slide to the background.
He's sending he's the uploading clips of me on TikTok.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that. All right. Now for my 5 congressmen. I don't even know if you call them congressmen. I'm going to give them each individual roles. You don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my media team manager. Very important in a presidential debate. Potentially the most important part of the team is going to be the media team. That's what everyone's going to see. He's going to be in control of essentially Caesar and Zach Galifianakis' perception, or like the perception they give. And I'm going to give that to Captain Crunch. I think Captain Crunch had a real had a really impactful media team behind him, and I think he could have only learnt from the best. Yes, we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I reckon I'll just give them the same roles.
So this is your media team manager?
Well, I suppose I have to. JFK. I don't think there was anyone who did it better than him.
I think his nephew's running
He
at the
blew
moment.
the minds of...
His nephew's running at the moment.
Is he?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard something's in the wind. I don't know.
He talks real funny.
He's mind-blowing is all I have to say. Really knocks the toupee off.
Doesn't he just?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, good selection, I think. Media team, I feel like, if I'm being brutally honest, I think he's that's a bit past him.
yeah, well...
It's not really his generation, but he could bring some traditional input. Yeah, he could bring some of these ones. You could have like a real propaganda type approach, and I don't mind that. Next, we're going to need someone who sort of just knows their stuff, a bit of a brainiac, a bit of a tech guy. I'd say. Yeah. We'll call him a tech guy, and my tech guy is going to be Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Nothing short of the best for my team. Doofenshmirtz, you'd argue that his inventions didn't work, but I'd argue that they were sabotaged by once Caesar gets elected, Perry the Platypus will be considered a terrorist.
Yeah.
For good reason. But for now we're going to have Doofenshmirtz is going to be our tech guy.
It's not a bad one. Not a bad. I think you're doing well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have about 4 days extra to prepare for this, so hopefully I'll win.
My tech guy is Paddington. He knows all the tricks.
That could be your snack guy.
My who? My
snack guy.
My snack.
Every president needs a snack guy.
He's my snack guy. He can make a mean marmalade sandwich. He can make a mean marmalade sandwich. What else can he make? A mean marmalade sandwich. He knows all the tricks.
Or he could be a stylist. My next pick's going to be my stylist.
Nah, my next pick is definitely my stylist.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay. So for my stylist, honestly, as I think you guys realize if you listen to the whole pod all the way through and you haven't just jumped to here, didn't really have these roles set up before I selected them. So my stylist isn't a perfect fit, I must admit. But, we spent all the budget on the first 4 and we've got I'm happy with this pick. So my stylist is going to be Caitlin Clark. She's massive at the moment. Do you know who Caitlin Clark is?
Sing it for me.
She's the WNBA player who's like really big at the moment.
Oh.
It's copping a lot of hate.
Well, why does her body weight have to come into it?
Body weight isn't a part of it.
Yeah. She's real big at the moment.
No.
She's getting a bunch of hate for it too. No. That's fluffed up.
No, so Caitlin Clark's going to be our stylist. Don't really know why stylist, but all I know is she's copped a lot of backlash at the moment from the people sort of in that world. Yeah. And she's handled it very well. She's been very mature about it. I suppose she could be she kind of puts it on. Like, she's got some droopy fits that I've seen. She's just signed a $9 million Nike deal. So, Caesar's going to be dripped out in the freshest Jordans, running for president. It's going to be great. Caitlin Clark's my stylist.
My stylist is, and this could take it out for the win, because every president needs to look good, smell good, feel good. And who embodies that more than the CEO of Dr. Squanch?
Oh, nobody embodies that more
than the CEO of Dr. Squanch.
I do notice, just over on your side of the couch, that there's a distinct lack of not only diversity in all aspects.
But they're all white guys.
They're all white guys.
Are they really?
I suppose he's on brand.
Paddington is not white.
On brand for America. I suppose not.
Jake is mixed.
I honestly forgot who else you had.
JFK is open-minded.
Oh, stop it. Okay.
That next joke has been cut from the record.
You can't say I got cut if you never said it.
It's been cut. It's been cut for sure. It's been cut so bad it's not even going in, it's not even being said.
It didn't even need to get cut. All right. We'll put a poll in. Jake, we'll be putting a poll in.
And any firemen's in the comments, you know how to work it.
And you guys tell us whose presidential team's winning the 2024 election.
Yeah.
And don't tell us who you're actually voting for. We don't care.
Yeah. Oh, I always have to bring politics into the Jake and Marty podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to keep that out of the Jake and Marty podcast. What have we got next?
Murder mystery. Bit of backstory to
so
this one.
JFK.
No, a bit of backstory to this one. We aren't bringing up someone who's actually been murdered. This is a story or a murder mystery that I wrote myself during the week.
Ooh.
Because we don't want to get cancelled and we don't want to be insensitive to the families of the jammers.
Just to JFK's whole family. Not really. Thoughts and prayers.
So, a bit of backstory to this one. And also there are names in this which have been changed from the actual names that in the story. So, Detective Will J has shown up to the scene of a crime to solve the mystery. The mystery is who has killed Alice, the murder victim, for real. The murder was reported by Connor, Alice's boyfriend. Connor said he hadn't heard from Alice in a few days and went to go check on her. When he did, he found her next to a puddle of blood, said she wasn't breathing, so he thought she might have accidentally killed a mosquito that had just bitten her and had a lot of blood in its tum-tum, and then fainted and hit her head and died. Detective Will J found stab wounds. Who did the killing?
So, Connor has killed Alice.
You reckon?
Well, there's 3 characters here. It's either the detective or it's the boyfriend of the victim.
Okay. So you reckon?
I reckon, yeah.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because it's the only other character that
Okay,
isn't
so you
the
got
detective.
1 point because you got it right, but why?
Because Alice wasn't actually his girlfriend yet.
Not a bad guess, but you have lost a point. You've only got 1 point out of a possible 2. The reason, there was ice in 2 glasses on the table, which meant he must have killed her recently.
So, fair enough.
This is throwing back. Came into my mind.
Did you give me that information when you read it out? What the fuck?
No, because there's like these murder mysteries that you have to figure out on YouTube, and I used to watch them all the time, like when I was younger.
Oh, I know what you're
Kinda
talking about. Yeah.
Detective work. And the story, like, they wouldn't tell you, but then in the cartoon, like, in the back corner, there'd be, like, a little mouse hole or something.
Yeah.
And they just expected you to know that that's just included.
This is why. Yeah, no, those are outrageous. So I'm glad you've brought that type of tomfoolery onto the Jake and Marty podcast.
Yeah, so, well done. You got half points.
Half point.
A++.
A++, great job. Tyson's ticks. We had 2 ticks this week. Or if you guys want to call it Jakey's Just Not Having It, I can equally claim that title as the creator of Jakey's Just Not Having It. First tick is babies/kids. Can't remember where I was going with this one. I remember that my first thought came to me when I was at work today, and I was just minding my own business, doing what I do, stocking the shelves, tidying up, listening to Big Boss, and doing just
doing things.
Pencil pusher week.
Yeah.
And I was just minding my own business when next thing I know, this lady walks past me. She's got her baby over her shoulder. Baby looked like... baby was tiny, like an infant newborn, but had this smug look on its face. I'm not even joking, by the way. It had one of those faces where it looks older.
Yeah.
Like it's like that...
Punchable.
Who wants to go to... the Four Seasons Orlando, like that type of baby, but like really small. And it like looked at me, and I kid you not, it did this. Now for the camera, it did this. It was like this, and then it locked eyes with me and went, like it looked at me like I was up to something suspicious. And my hypothesis is either he recognized me as Marty from the Jake and Marty podcast, he was just trying to pin it down, or he was taking a big deuce as soon as he saw me. And if it was that second option, that's not bloody good enough. And then there's another few stories that happened between one kid running out from underneath the bloody one of the clothing wraps and like literally running into me and then like sort of looking at me and just like a deer in headlights and then running off again. Like my overall sort of comment on this was they just don't... it's a bit harsh because they are just kids, but it's like they're just not functioning members of society.
Yeah, I just don't like them.
And you just got to kind of level up that respect. Like, I am Marty from the Jake and Marty Podcast, so let's
Yeah.
have a little bit more respect than that. So that was tick number 1. And tick number 2 was quite a bit more serious. This genuinely pissed me off. I did say earlier that I was going to get a bit more into what I was disappointed about in the movie. So we went to a cinema it was the Village Cinema in Jam Factory. Not Jam Jar Productions, Jam Factory.
That's crazy.
Cinema we went to, so the movie's a bit sort of outdated now for cinemas. It's probably going to leave cinemas soon. So there wasn't many showings, and the one that was showing was sort of a smaller cinema tucked into the back corner of the cinema.
Yeah.
Seats were pretty uncomfortable in my opinion. I was moving around, not having a good time in that seat. So that's 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, about 3 minutes into the movie, some lady next to me turns on her flashlight from her phone and is looking around for probably a vape. Like, that's how desperately she was looking around for this thing. And probably a good, like, two minutes, which doesn't seem like much.
Yeah.
But in a movie, when she's flashing this flashlight around, it's all you can look at. So I missed 2 minutes of the movie. Thanks, lady. Second, 2 people behind us. We had this whole row by ourselves, nobody around, nobody talking. It was great. And then right as the movie starts, these 2 girls come and sit right behind us in the seats behind, talk throughout the whole movie. Step it up. Not good enough. 4th, seats, flashlight, talking ladies. Number 4, just to top it off, was, to be fair, this was all the way on the other side of the cinema, but somehow still caught my eye, was this lady about midway through the movie decided, I'm bored of this. It's not that good. I'm done with it. Started scrolling on her phone. Just picked up her phone, started scrolling, went for about 20 minutes. Like, for a fair chunk of the movie, just scrolling. I looked over, she was on messages, she was on Facebook, she was on all of it. She did not want anything to do with this movie. And so, yeah, that is genuinely pissed me off. I was like, who the fuck does that? Really? And is there anybody upstairs, like, looking down on the situation? Have they just chucked the movie on and thought, that'll be alright? That'll be alright. Yeah, that's my...
Babysitting 101, you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can't leave these people. And clearly they couldn't be trusted. So, whatever. Those are my 2 ticks of the week. Second one, just want to say that was far more serious than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my Jakey's just not having it.
No, we're not gonna start that.
We're not going to be having it. Something I am excited for this week is Sully's Sayings.
Sully's Sayings is one of my favourite segments to do because I come up with so many new sayings all the time and stuff that only Sully could say. But this last one is something, all of them is something I say. So actually, they're my sayings. Number 1. There's only one pair of bossy pants and I'm wearing them. That's something to say when someone else is trying to boss someone around and they're just not quite qualified to do that. They're just not up the ladder high enough to be bossing other people around.
Yeah.
Number 2 or number 3, because the first one was my tummy rumbling. Number 3 is when you're kind of getting questioned about something that's pretty controversial, pretty sus, or something like that. Is this on? Yeah, cool. And like, here, ask me a controversial question.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Look, I'm not taking questions right now.
Dodged it.
Works every time.
Trump or Biden?
I'm not taking questions right now.
Works every time. Jake or Marty?
Oh, I'm not taking questions right now.
See, you just can't.
can't.
You're always winning.
Yeah.
You're always winning.
And you can do it in real life too. It's not just for paparazzi. Here's one that I say quite regularly because I'm constantly put in positions where I feel this emotion very deeply. I have an itch on the roof of my mouth that only a gun could scratch.
I do get that itch on the roof of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only a gun could scratch this one. And
I get the double combo. I get that itch on the back of my mouth and that dryness in the back of my throat that only some Jack Daniels can.
I have that tingle in my fingers that only melon ice could solve.
Yeah. If I'm suicidal around breakfast time, it's toaster in the bath. If it's around dinner time, it's JD in the shotgun.
And my last one, which is, there's actually a story behind this, but It's my alter ego. So I say this anytime she comes to say hello. Do not fear, Mrs. Plumridge is here. Now, Mrs. Plumridge is coincidentally also my art teacher in prep, and she said that once, and it really stuck with me. But she's also my alter ego because she's when I'm in that mode, I'm good at art. I'm highly expressive. I stand a little taller, and I no longer have that itch on the roof of my mouth.
I like that. My primary school principal once told me, kind of flipped a very famous quote into her own. Yeah. So people say like, "Don't try, do." Have you heard that quote before? I think
do it.
It was just do it. It's another good one. It's similar vibe. Don't try, do. I think that was an AFL player that said that. But she once said to me that trying is all you can do. You can only try your best. So don't tell anybody that you're going to do something. Just tell them you're going to try and do something. Yeah. And I've really channeled that throughout my life. I'll try. Like Jake says, Jake actually channeled it today. Marty says, get there by 7:30. He goes, I'll try and get there by 7:30. Rocks up at 7:45. And I wasn't disappointed. Yeah. It was expected. And another quote, that we were talking about last night from another teacher of mine was Rhonda Brown. Do you reckon you know what quote I'm talking about here?
Does it include the N-word?
No, not that quote.
Okay.
Picture me, she's reading To Kill a Mockingbird. She's getting up to her favourite part.
Yeah.
And then I start talking in the back to my friend. And she goes, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. I heard that one way too many times. And it's one I'm going to use.
Yeah.
Whenever I'll just wait. If serving a customer at work and they decide to talk to their husband or their wife, when I'm trying to say something, I'll just wait, guys. I'll just wait. I've got all day. Yeah. So I'll just wait. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so there's my sayings.
Like them, love them.
Yeah.
Like them, love them, listen.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's get on to Jake Needs Answers.
Jake does need answers. These are a few things. I'm just going to ask Marty a few questions. And the last one I actually wanted to know the answer to, but I feel like just one question in a segment isn't enough. So, Jake Needs Answers. What's your favourite melon?
It's actually, I'm going to take these questions quite seriously because if you've got Q's, I've got A's.
Yeah. And we're not talking about... That joke has also been cut. Continue.
I reckon I know what you're going to say. So we've got a watermelon, we've got a rock melon, we've got a honeydew melon. Is that the orange one?
That's the.
Or is that a rock melon?
That's the green one.
Green melon. Oh, so the rock melon's the orange one. Honeydew's the green one.
Cantaloupe
is the orange one as well.
Yeah.
What's a rock melon?
Rock melon is also cantaloupe, I think, because it looks like a rock.
I don't like rock melon as much as cantaloupe, though. I must admit. Got to be mango.
Mango's not. What about watermelon?
Coconut.
Yeah, sure. Just go for it.
No, I really like watermelon. I actually am a huge fan of watermelon, so we'll go watermelon.
Okay.
Carrot. Final answer.
Now, second question. What's your least favourite melon?
I'm leaning towards coconut, but I think that's just because it's not a melon.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Cantaloupe. Final answer.
Okay,
cantaloupe.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Or because I never call it cantaloupe.
Yeah.
I'm not a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it a rock melon. I'm going to sound like a real man.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. This is a question that I was thinking about a lot this week, and I think it could have been I was thinking about a lot of killing myself jokes.
What's your medium favourite melon?
That's what I wanted to know the most. I wanted to know which one I could serve to just satisfy Marty. Like, just satisfy him, but not get him too excitable. No, the question actually was, if one of us was to die, would we continue the podcast?
I actually thought... here's the funny thing. I actually thought about this. I'm gonna fully give you guys an insight on why I was thinking about this. You know how I was having chest pains?
Yeah.
My thought one night they were really bad, really bad, and that's kind of what alarmed me to go get it checked out. They've been good since though, so I think I'm chill.
Yeah.
And I've had scans done, so this isn't the case. But I thought, what happens if I have a tumor or a heart condition that's terminal and I die? And this is why I said I wrote a memoir for the pod, and this is why this would be my answer. I would encourage you to continue the pod. I wouldn't want to pressure you to continue the pod because if it didn't feel right, if you didn't want to have someone else join it, but you also didn't want to do it solo, I wouldn't want you to feel pressure to do the pod. But my honest answer would be there would need to be one episode, where you read that memoir, and I would want you to write a memoir that, in case you ever passed away, that I could read.
Have you already wrote your memoir?
I genuinely have wrote a bit of a memoir.
I need to start. I mean, I'm supposed to play catch up out here, guys.
Yeah, and it would be That would be my request. Would be that you would do one episode. This is genuine. That you would do one episode at least, but I would encourage you to continue it after that because I do enjoy the podcast, and if it ever became big, like I'm a part of it as well. You change the name as well if you want. No, you have to. You have Jake. What is the Jake and Marty Podcast with Jake and Spencer?
No, it would be. I wouldn't be able to bring someone else on.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't make sense. That's why. But yeah, no, that would.
It would be if like you passed away, it would still be Jake and Marty. But I might change the name to like Jake and Marty Hold the Marty.
That's what I would want genuinely if I passed away, because it'd be emotional, but I wouldn't want you to feel like maybe take a fair chunk of time for you to sort of get over it.
I would.
Not get over it.
To mend. I'd take a good couple of weeks.
I'd take a week off.
I'd take probably like from, let's say you pass like on a Wednesday, I'd probably take from like Thursday morning to, I don't know, Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, so you'd be on schedule.
Yeah. I have to stay on schedule.
You'd stick to the schedule. If I pass away, you wouldn't be allowed to use Jakey's journey to be. Oh no, Jakey's just not having it. You'd have to change it back to Jakey's jab.
Okay.
Because if I can't claim the royalties, I don't think it's.
Okay, my fault. No, but if I reckon I'd actually take some time. Well, I would take some time. Let's be honest, to just like figure some stuff out. Not figure stuff out. What are you talking about?
No, sorry. You were yapping on. Sorry, that's a bit brutal. But while you were saying that, I was thinking you would have the perfect title. For the podcast, I feel like you could title the podcast like if you were just going to do if you decide I'm just going to do a one-off just to read Marty's memoir, sort of sign off the pod like the proper way. That's what I would do if you passed away. I'd say Jakey's got a memoir, I've got to read it, and I'm also going to sign off the pod and be like, this is it. If I wasn't going to continue it, there'd be a lot into that. Anyway, if I was you, you'd be able to call it like Marty's missing. Marty might be gone.
Marty might maybe return. No, I do.
Jakey's joshing. Jakey's
jumped.
Jakey's jumped.
That only works if I kill myself. Though.
No.
Oh. No, so
Jakey's Jack Daniels. Oh, I gotta push this thing away. I'm yelling.
Jakey's just not breathing. I would definitely, genuinely, I'd do an episode like maybe after a couple of weeks once I've like collected myself a bit.
Yeah.
Just like reading the memoir and
somehow I'd still find a way to message you and be like, "Where's this week's pod?"
You get like Gemma or something to keep.
You're editing this week, by the way.
You're like, you'd put a speaker in your coffin, and it would have you like the knocking sound and go like, "Jake, I haven't seen a pod in a while. Jake, I haven't seen a pod in a while."
Oh, if I die, bury me with my microphone. And a bottle of Jack.
If I die, bury me with some melon eyes.
What the fuck is melon eyes?
It's a vape flavour.
Oh, that's my favourite melon.
That's my favourite melon eyes.
If I die, bury me with a coconut. No, that's actually a good thought. I would film an extra. I'd get another person on the pod named Jake, so I wouldn't have to change it to no, I'm Jake.
I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't know if I continue or not until, not until it happens. But like, if you were to pass, I can't say right now if I continue or not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I know I would film one because I would want you to have a memoir that I could read. By the way, you can find my memoir. It will be, once it's finalized, it will be like in an envelope. Like it'll be found.
It'll be in your will.
It won't, because I won't keep it on like my phone and shit, because like you might find some crazy stuff in that. It'll be accessible. It actually probably. Can I write a will? I suppose I can.
Yeah, you can write a will.
Have you written a will?
I need to.
I need to write 2, Will.
Because I almost died the other day.
Did you actually?
Not really. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
But it hurt myself. It hurt.
Fell over, scraped your knee.
We were concerned that I broke a couple of ribs, but nothing serious.
Oh shit, that's actually intense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So
I feel like that would be okay. This is gonna sound brutal, and I did cut you off, but this is good.
No, it's fine.
It's gonna sound brutal. I feel like that would be, and I say this not directed at you.
Yeah.
It would equally be the same if it was me. I feel like that would be the best way to see the pod off. One of us passes away.
Yeah. I reckon. What about like Romeo and Juliet? It.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, like as soon as you die, I'll myself.
Mate, that return episode, 3 things on the schedule. Memoir, Jakey's jabs.
Stuff that pissed me off over the last
Marty
week.
fucking dying, so I can't podcast anymore. And then
Draft.
end of beginning.
That's a
Bottle of Jack. The itch. We'll call it the itch, and then suicide pact. You got to kill yourself.
Okay, three segments. 3 segments in final pod. Marty's memoir, Jakey's jabs, and
I've had we've just universally decided I'm gone. I'm gone already.
And
Jake's not going to live in a world where he dies second, or dies first.
Am I the arsehole?
Am I the arsehole?
Or
am I the arsehole for killing Marty?
Marketplace Madness.
Oh, I'd be happy for that.
Or what about nah? What about
Marty's meeting meltdown? We just sit in silence for a couple of minutes while he reads off his meltdown.
No, I'm trying to think of the segment. It used to be it was like one of the greatest. Oh, name and shame.
Name and shame. Far out. That's my best segment. I brought it. Yours is Marketplace Madness, but we haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah. No, well, it doesn't work anymore. It's not. People don't take it serious anymore.
It was good in its prime. That's just one of those things that just had a short-lived prime.
Yeah.
And it's a reason to go back to those early episodes of Jake and Marty for sure.
Also, I was thinking about it just before. Imagine someone skipping in, just like to there, where like halfway through our conversation, we just go on about like, oh yeah, you know, if I was to die, you know, I want you to continue on, get like all sad, and they think like one of us is actually terminally ill.
Yeah. Or if they listen to that first part where we're being all soft and then they just skip ahead, they're like, oh, I don't want to listen to this sad stuff. I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to get a bottle of Jack and a revolver and we're just going to see what happens.
Oh.
This podcast could very well get demonetized. We're not even monetized. It get demonetized.
That's where we get banned in Russia every week.
Every week. Putin hates us.
Yeah.
Putin can't wait for that pod, that last one. he's thrilled. But that's my answer to that final question. Yeah. I would film a remembrance pod and a send-off pod, and that like I would do that. Maybe one day, like in the distant future after that. This is what like in my head now. Like it could be different in the moment, but in the distant future, if I wanted to bring it back, I would feel comfortable enough for you to bring it back eventually and just like say, hey, this is a podcast. Just want us to do a few more episodes. Yeah. But I just feel like it wouldn't work. Like I'd struggle to film a one man pod.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to sit this guy in your chair just so it didn't feel weird. I hope you're okay with that.
No, that's fine. I don't know. Yeah, solo pod would feel weird, I reckon. But I do in the final send off or the Marty's missing, it would be like your thing, your memorial or whatever, your memoir. And then probably I'd share some of my favorite memories, and then I'd probably expose like all the messed up stuff that you did to be behind the scenes.
That sounds like a good way to do it.
And then,
can you read the memoir after so that people are like, oh, he's such a bad person, but then they're like, oh, poor fella.
He was going through a lot.
Yeah, he was going. I've got some good ideas for my memoir. My memoir's going to drag on, but I need you to promise to me that you're going to read the whole thing word for word.
How long? Like, is it going to be a hard one to edit?
No, it won't be that long. But it's going to go into some pretty irrelevant stuff. It's going to be like my memoir. Like I'll probably maybe make something for like my family and stuff to read as well. But it'll probably be like it. I know that already there is a section in there that lists my greatest achievements from like my top 10 greatest achievements from 1 to 10 that I'm proud of. And this could change very well, but like example one that's already in there is, I don't remember what number it is. I actually don't know if I've numbered them yet. I've just started listing them. Was when I hit 8 under on Switch Golf. We got to do some serious role play though. We got to be in the mood for role play because I'm gonna stop resisting.
Badge.
Wrong type of role play.
Okay, anyway,
We'll leave that up to the judge. Ready? You gotta remember not to embarrass ourselves this time. It's our first try.
We didn't stop it up.
This is.
Oh, good. We got it. Made it through. Frank and Marty. Yeah.
Shit, I gotta stop moving.
I told my boyfriend about the aliens. The government told us they're looking into it on TV. He shrugged his shoulders so contrarian, but this time just like, what's it gotta do with me? Hits me all at once. He hates to taste the chocolate. Should have known for months. Hates looking at sunsets. Ever since day one. The water makes him nauseous. Suddenly it all makes sense.
He's an alien, and I'm abducted. Should I tell my friends, or say nothing?